You want to make a video because you need people to do something. Maybe you need people to donate so your Catholic organization can continue its critical work. Or maybe you want more parents to enroll their kids in your private school. Or you need more young men and women to hear the call and pursue a vocation. Your video needs to help accomplish a purpose within your group's greater mission. So, how do you craft a video that inspires viewers to action? To answer that, we're going to follow the example of the Gospel writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The rules they followed still hold true in this new age. We need to speak directly to our audience, craft a message that takes into account their hopes and fears, and leave them with a call to action. First, you need to speak directly to your audience. And in order to do that, you need to know the person that you want to speak to. Be specific. This is key. You can't speak directly to an audience that is too broad. That's how your message gets watered down and doesn't inspire action. Did you know that each of the Gospels were written for a specific audience? For example, Matthew wrote for the Jews in Palestine, so he quotes heavily from the Old Testament. Luke was writing for the Greeks, so he focuses on Jesus' humanity. So let's follow their example. Ask yourself, who specifically does this video need to speak to? Who do you need right now in order to advance the mission of your organization? That could be high-level donors, parents with school-aged kids, or more. Write down their demographics like age, location, family size, income level. But you need to drill down deeper than that. Think about their hopes and fears. What do they want from the future for themselves or for their family? What are their biggest annoyances? What motivates them? What thoughts or ideas, missions, and inspirations might speak to them? If you already have access to a group of people like those you would want in your audience, consider sending out a brief survey to glean key insights. Ask questions like, why do you support our group? Or what would you like to see us do in the future? Next, we must ask, what do these people need to know in order for them to be inspired by our mission? Do they need to know that our organization is a great opportunity to support locals in need? Or do they need to be awakened to a greater purpose in life? This is where we craft our messaging. Really think about these people. Place yourself in their shoes and try to picture what they need to know or hear. Use those characteristics that you've written down to inspire these answers. Remember, the evangelist Matthew was writing for Jews in Palestine. He knew they would need to hear how Christ fulfills the prophecies of old, so he quotes heavily from the Old Testament. Luke was writing for the Greeks. He knew they needed to connect with Christ on a personal level, so he describes Jesus' humanity. Once we know who we are speaking to and what they need to hear, we must ask, what do we want these people to do? What action should they take? Again, be incredibly specific. Maybe you want them to follow you on social media so you can continue to speak to them. Or maybe you want them to fill out an inquiry form. Be clear and say it outright at the end of the video. Follow us or donate now on our website. This is called a call to action and is that final moment when you build on the relationship you forge with the viewer and inspire them to act. Matthew included a pretty clear call to action at the end of his gospel. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Pinpoint specifically who you are speaking to, craft your message to them, then be brutally clear about the action you need them to take. And your video, like the words of the evangelists, will touch hearts and move hands to action. For more mission-driven marketing tips like this one, subscribe to our newsletter at hundredfoldvideo.com and let us help you to grow your outreach with video.